Hello and welcome to this episode of Bonding Through Numbers. I'm your host, Matthew Clifford. Today we're diving into a topic that merges two worlds, math and nature. Our focus will be on how you, as a father, can create engaging and educational experiences with your kids by exploring fractions and shapes in the great outdoors. This episode aims to give you simple yet fun ideas on how to transform your nature walks into a dynamic and enriching learning session that strengthens your bond with your children. Math is often perceived as something that exists within the confines of a classroom or a textbook. However, math is fundamentally intertwined with the fabric of our world. Nature offers a wealth of opportunities to introduce mathematical concepts in a context that feels familiar and tangible for our children. From the symmetry of a flower petal to the fractal shapes found in tree branches, the natural world is brimming with mathematical patterns waiting to be discovered. Let's start with fractions. A very relatable way to introduce fractions is through the many divisible elements in nature. Take, for example, a flower. Many flowers display petals in multiples of 3, 4, or 5. You can pick a flower with your child and start by counting the petals. If the flower has 12 petals, you can encourage your child to imagine dividing the flower into equal parts, each part being a fraction. Another example might be slicing open a ripe fruit. You can use the segments of an orange to visually demonstrate concepts like halves, quarters, and even eighths. Similarly, geometric shapes are everywhere in nature. Have you ever noticed the circular patterns in tree rings, or the symmetry of a butterfly's wings? During your next outdoor adventure, you can embark on a scavenger hunt to find shapes like triangles in rock formations or hexagons in beehives. This not only makes the exploration fun, but also helps children understand how shapes are integral to the natural world. One fantastic activity you can try with your kids is a math-based storytelling walk. For example, as you stroll through a park, ask your child to imagine a story where leaves are secretly ancient scrolls written in a secret geometric language only they can understand. Challenge them to decode this language by observing shapes and patterns around them. This exercise nurtures creativity while reinforcing the practical application of math. Observational skills are critical when it comes to understanding math in nature. Prompt your children to ask questions about their surroundings and to think critically about what they see. For example, when faced with a row of trees, ask them to notice how the height and width of each tree might represent a different proportion or fraction of a larger system. Such observations not only make math more relatable, but cultivate a child's curiosity and systematic thinking. For all the busy dads out there, don't worry. Integrating these math lessons doesn't require a large commitment of time. Even a short walk in the neighborhood or a quick trip to the park can present numerous chances to teach and bond. The key is to be intentional. Look around and use every opportunity to point out and discuss the mathematical elements that naturally appear in your environment. In conclusion, the goal of taking math outdoors is not only to educate, but also to create lasting memories with your children. By engaging in these simple yet impactful activities, you're crafting moments that both teach important mathematical principles and foster deeper connections. Transform what might otherwise be just a regular day into a fun adventure filled with learning and bonding. That wraps up this episode of Bonding Through Numbers. We've journeyed through the fascinating ways math is woven into the fabric of nature. We discussed how identifying fractions in flowers and geometric shapes in natural surroundings can turn ordinary outings into extraordinary learning experiences. Remember, the objective is to enrich your time with your kids through engaging activities that also educate. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you've gained valuable insights and acquired ideas to make mathematics a delightful part of your family time. Until next time, keep exploring and bonding through numbers.